Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean, this uneducated gamer playing Football Manager 2015, following on for our Australian Dynasty series. Now I can't remember where we left off last time because I haven't played in about a week and a half. But in that time, the A-League season in the real world has actually kicked off. So last weekend, Melbourne City drew 1-1 away with Sydney FC. So it was a similar first game of the season to what we played in-game. And sure enough, it was a 1-1 draw in that match as well. Kind of weirdly contrasting with this match actually. So it was Melbourne City who took the lead in about the 41st minute. Wade Decker on his league debut, who's one of the juniors that we got down here in the junior system. Combined really well with Bruno Fornaroli, the Uruguayan that we let go at the start of the season. Really good near post finish on his league debut. So one start, one goal for him. And it's a tough place to go Sydney away. They were very good in the second half though, to be fair to them. I think it was Philip Polosco that brought them back into the match, made it 1-1. So yeah, season has kicked off in the real world, and tomorrow is actually the Melbourne Derby, Melbourne Victory versus Melbourne City. So that's going to be a very exciting game as well, and it happens to be one of the games that we'll be doing in this episode. They've not had the greatest start in the world. They are sitting third currently, but you can see here there's a bit of a logjam on 15 points, and we're only actually one win behind them in 12th. Our biggest issue though this season is putting the ball in the back of the net. We actually have the best defence in the league by some distance, only conceded 5 goals in our opening 10 games, which is really, really good. The problem is that we've only found the back of the net 6 times ourselves, which is why I've had all these draws. You can see here, of our 6 draws, 5 have, is it 4? 4 have been 0-all draws, where we really should have found the back of the net, but haven't. Newcastle, Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC, Wanderers FC. So pressure is on guys like Corey Gamero and Eli Babala, especially Babala's our Australian marquee signing. I know we've had injuries and stuff with Edwards not playing a whole lot and Vidicic being out for a bit and whatever, but really he should be doing more than the 2 goals in 13 appearances or whatever it is that he actually has at the moment. So we're going to go with a slight tactical tweak. I'm going to change his instructions. He's set to shoot more often, but I found in a lot of games he's just been shooting from like stupid distances, like out here, which isn't really on. So I'm going to tell him to shoot less often, and you can see there it sums up. Ask players to retain possession and remain patient in search of more opportune moment at which to finally shoot. I think that sums up exactly what we need him to do. I want him to be pulling the trigger more inside the box and getting on the end of things. I probably don't really want him coming out into the channel or anything, which he seems to be doing as well. He seems to bob up here trying to get like throw-ins and whatever, and I need him to stay in the middle. He's the only one up there, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Melbourne Derby, being one of the biggest fixtures of the year, can be a bit of an incentive for everyone to start hitting the back of the net. Though we do have players that have been away with international duty, both at lower age levels, like Garuccio and Melling and all that, and in the senior side as well with Babal and Hurd and a few other players as well. So let's have a look at the team we're going to throw together. Again, through the magic of editing, you won't have to watch it. I'll just put them in now. Ta-da! So we're going to go with the same, well, majority of the same backline. Vlafi in goals. Lowry's been very impressive over the course of the season, and Franich has worked his way back into the international side. Chris Hurd's going to drop back into central defence. I don't feel our central midfield partnership has quite worked out the way I wanted it to. So he's going to play centre back for a couple of weeks at least. We'll see how he goes there. He and Lowry are both products of the Aston Villa Academy, so hopefully they have some kind of rapport going on. We'll wait and see. And Clisby will fill in for Zulo at left back, who is currently injured. Melling and Retray are going to get the nod in the middle. It's a toss-up at the moment between Retray and Mork. As much as I love Aaron Moy, and he's absolutely magnificent in real life, he is so underpowered in this game, it's ridiculous. He's a really, really good player, probably the best midfielder, and maybe even the best overall player in the entire league, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't translate to this game at all, so he might be one that we have to keep an eye on for next season. I will put him on the bench though. I'm kind of rethinking it. So we'll give Melling a run out. He's been really good in all the opportunities he's been given so far. His 7 appearances and average rating is 7.39 is actually the best in the entire team, so he definitely deserves to be starting. Retray alongside him should be a good combination as well. He can do a bit more of the defensive work. That's why he's just shaded Mork. He can tackle and press a little bit higher up the pitch, which is good. Garuccio and Vidicic have been pretty much our 2 fit wingers the entire season. Edwards is still working his way back, and we have a couple other players out injured as well. And I'm going to go with Babal ahead of Gamero. Gamero's, I think, has gone about 12 hours or something stupid like that without finding the back of the net. And considering he scored like 5 goals in the FFA Cup at the start of the season, that's really pathetic. So he will sit on the bench for the moment. Babal's with 2 goals in his opening 13 games isn't much better. He actually has a better goal scoring record for the Australian national side. But these things happen in football. Maybe that tactical tweak will be exactly what he needs. He's okay as an advanced forward, so I don't know why he's not doing it very well. But so far, he's not earning the 10 grand a week he's getting as our Australian marquee. And we may need to look to the transfer window if we can't start finding the back of the net with any regularity. But that's the team I'm going to go with. They shouldn't need any more incentive. And we've got a fair few academy players in Garuccio, Melling, Retro. And that's pretty much it. But Mork's on the bench as well. Stevania, all guys that have only really played for Melbourne City. So I'm hoping that can be a bit of a boost and we can get a good performance here, because we could leapfrog and go as high as third in the table if we sort out our goal difference and everything. So it's a big match and a season-defining match. We're already 10 games into the season, which means it's more than a third of the way gone. Connor Chapman's out injured. I've dropped Aaron Moy, so I've definitely made the changes. I'm hoping there'll be enough to get us through. I know I'm at home. Usually I'm calm. I'm assertively going to tell everyone, come on, show me what you can do. And Jacob Melling's responded well. I'm falling slowly in love with Jacob Melling. He's a beast in this game. He can do it all at the base of that midfield, which is where we were initially training him. But I think Retray might take over as Pardalou's understudy, and we might get Melling in for some solid first team appearances and continue his development further. All right, we're getting towards the 10-minute mark now. We haven't gone 2-0 down, so that's an improvement. Vidicic with a free kick now. Retray tries to bring it down. He's facing the wrong way. Finds Vidicic again. He's gone down under a challenge. Melling with a strike on his left, but that one is wide to the bottom right-hand corner. It's all right. At least it's a highlight for us. That's good. They haven't seemed to have done too much with it, though the shot that we didn't see, they managed to get on target. That's a worry. Pardalou with the ball now. Starts again with that man, Melling. Can strike from distance, or he can find feet. No, he goes backwards to Retray when really there was a ball onto Babal. Good overlapping run from Clisby. Can he whip in a deep ball now? He does. It's missed everyone. It's cleared as far as Pardalou. Tidies up well to Melling. Oh, it's a poor ball forward, but thankfully he's won it back. It's a chip ball behind for Clisby. Can he whip in a decent cross? Finds Babal, and that one's over the top. That sums up Eli Babal's play so far this year. Still yet to get a shot on target. Looks like Victory going to have a highlight here. Cristaldo finds Barbarousis. That's a deep ball in. It's headed away, but only as far as Broxham. Strike from distance. He's not capable of that. That's not Lee Broxham's game. But it is their first highlight of the match. It doesn't look like it's been a pretty game for anyone to watch. Franich with a throw in here finds Babal. This is what I'm talking about, him getting in weird positions. But if he's going to find crosses like that for Jack Clisby to score his first goal of the season and first ever goal for the club, I will take it. Lovely half-volleyed finish on his right foot. This is what I mean. I don't really want Babal there. I'd rather a midfielder moved into that spot and he stayed central. But it's a good ball. Clisby's getting a nosebleed that high up the pitch, our left back. But I'll take it. 1-0 to the good at half-time. Drab match so far. Who cares? I'm fucking winning. Assertive. We've got to guard against complacency. Don't think his job is done. Everyone's responded really well to that. I use that one very rarely. It's not one I go to that often. So hopefully we can get some sort of response. It doesn't look like we've been that great in the final third, judging by player ratings there. But our defence seems to be holding firm, which is good. And the one highlight they had was a strike from distance, which you can't really do too much about. We are playing a deep line. It sort of invites those strikes from distance. I thought Babal was going to run onto it there, but he just gave up. Dude's got the resting heart. Oh, what is it? He's got the heart of a split pea. I nearly did the turtle analogy, but I've already used that a bunch of times. Broxham with a good ball forward to Payne. Franich needs to come out. It's headed away well by Hurd. Retro's given away in a bad position, and thankfully Broxham, his second highlight that we've seen so far, puts that one too far to the top right corner. Garuccio's picked up a knock. Del Pierre's coming off. Let's just have a look at the subs that they've made. Replaces the injured Del Pierre, so at least we're hurting him. I guess that's something. Retro's not had the greatest game, so we might bring on Mork for him. We'll bring Vidicic over to the left-hand side, and we'll take Garuccio off for Aaron Moy. And I keep getting bitten in the arse of making all my subs too early in the match, so I'm going to hold on to that last one for the last 10 minutes or so. Stephen Mork, I think there's a lot more to come. He doesn't care assertively. Aaron Moy made the difference. All right, so 1 out of 2 is not too bad. Love for Aaron Moy to stuff a free kick or a penalty in the back of the net. That would be absolutely fantastic for us. Garuccio's picked up an injury, which is a goddamn nightmare. We just can't keep wingers fit at present. Wonder if that has to do with my tactic or something. Melling finds Babal, and he looked well offside. Didn't matter because he fucked his finish. He had so much time. Could have flicked that one up and reboned it in if he wanted to, but managed to bring the shots and on-target count to dead even. We have had 55% of the ball, but you expect that at home. Moy with the corner in now. Needs to find a runner. Oh, it's cleared away very convincingly. Ball's going to come out to Franich. I'm not sure if this is the end of the highlight. That wasn't really a highlight if that's what happened. Back to Clisby, plays one forward. It's one back by Deng, but a good tackle from Stephen Mork, which isn't really his game. He's got a runner in the middle, but he's just holding the ball up here. Finds Babali, who's dropped deep. It's a good ball to Moy. Oh, Aaron, come on, mate. You're an Australian marquee. You've got to do better. You can see here, Elo Babali is absolutely knackered, 49%. Pardalou's knackered as well. So is Chris Hurd, but they're going to have to stay on. All right, Corey Gamero, I have faith, mate, the difference. He's motivated. Please find the back of the net, Corey. I know you haven't scored in about 6.5 months, but I need it from you today. Moy with the ball in. It's found Mork, and Mork with the... Oh, he's offside. Fuck. Good finish, though. Lovely technique, Stefan. Well done. God, come on. Just hold on, lads. I'll take a gritty 1-0 win. I would take it. Franich with the throw in here. Finds Gamero. It's 2 minutes at a time. There might be a second goal here. Mork finds Melling. It's a good ball to Gamero. It's a deep one cross. And Vidicic. Oh, my God. How has he fucking missed? I think he has hit Danny Vukovic's prone body as it lay on the goal line. It was a great save for the first one. Credit to the keeper. But the second one, you've got to finish that, mate. Fuck me. You're a professional athlete. Moy with the deep ball in now. It's front stick. Gamero. Goal kick. I feel like I've said that a lot so far this save. Vukovic with the long ball forward. 45 seconds remaining. Gamero has inexplicably missed a free header. God damn it. If they turn around and find a fucking equaliser here, I'll probably snap the laptop. And that'll be the end of the entire channel. If it ever goes like silence and you think, oh, he's not uploaded a video in a while, it's because I've snapped the laptop there. And it's usually because of Football Manager that I do things like that. Gamero has the ball now. Just slow down. Just look for a crossfield switch. There is a counter-attack on if Vidicic can get there, but he's well beaten to it by Georgievski. Get a goal. We need the goal difference. Mahazi puts it out for a corner, but the referee calls full time, so it's a 1-0 victory in the derby. I'm going to go passionate. It is a big game. People have written us off today, and they had. So only our third victory of the season, which is goddamn pathetic. Looks like Newcastle also picked up points today, so they remain ahead of us. But both we and Newcastle have leapfrogged Wellington, Adelaide and Melbourne victory into the top 6. But that shows how tight it is. We're actually only 5 points off top spot, which is kind of crazy when you consider we've drawn 6 games. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half the league is sitting on 15 points at the moment. It goes to show how even this league and series is going to be. However, we now need to turn our attention to Perth Glory through the magic of editing. You won't have to watch me do any of this. Kevin Muscat continues criticism. Fuck Kevin Muscat. He's a piece of shit. And I'll skip ahead now to the Perth Glory game. Hopefully we haven't picked up any injuries or anything like that. I'll check that out and we'll go through the team before that match. Through the magic of editing, it is now that match day. How have Perth been doing at the start of the season? They are sitting in 8th position, but again, that doesn't mean a damn thing because they are a level on points with us. -2 goal difference, 1-4, drawn 3, lost 4. I guess you could kind of look at it that our 6 drawn games are kind of like 2 extra wins. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I'll shut up now. But they do have players we're going to have to watch out for. Yusuf Hersey, who's an ex-Dutch under-21 international. Super quick, really good winger, great crossing, really good natural fitness. Incredibly receding hairline. He's got it all. And Andy Keogh, Irish international, 30 caps, 2 goals, used to play for Wolves. One of the best strikers the league has ever seen. He actually got Perth Glory into a ton of trouble this most recent season. They breached their salary cap and it was largely due to payments to Andy Keogh. They had reported him as being under the cap, but then they had made dodgy under the books payments to his uncle or to this property company that his uncle was a chairman of, and then payments to his wife as well. It's a really, really weird situation, and they ended up getting fined points. So they actually finished 3rd in the league last year, but then they decided they were going to be kicked out of the final series, so they dropped down to 7th position, and it meant that Melbourne City moved up to 5th spot, and Brisbane Roar moved into the final series. So I don't know if the punishment fit the crime. I kind of think if you're going to ban someone, take all their points away. It didn't really make sense to push them down to 7th. Should have put them to the bottom and just said, okay, no matter where you finish or what happens, you're coming last. But then I guess that opens up a whole kettle of fish, like teams that lost to them when they fielded Andy Keogh. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, Keogh's left in the most recent off-season, so he won't be in FM2016. They have, however, signed some good players, one of which is Diego Castro, Getafe winger for the last few years. Really good player, made over 30 appearances in each of the last few seasons for Getafe in La Liga. So he would have played at some massive stadiums. It's going to be very different for him going over to Perth, but you can see here technical ability coming out his ears. Probably play in a central midfield role as a deep line playmaker. Really good physical attributes as well. Probably one of the better players we've seen in the league so far. And he's part of this weird like Spanish influx that we've had. I think every team now at the moment has a Spaniard. Adelaide have about 15 of them. Western Sydney have picked up 3 or 4. I think Perth have 2. And we've currently got 2 Spanish coaches in the league as well, which is very strange for Australian football. But I'll take it. They've been the world champions now. What are they? Oh no, they're not anymore. Germany is. We might get Germans. We're behind the times. We're a decade behind. So in 10 years we'll have Germans. Turning Espindola picked up a knock. Do have Ryan Edwards working his way back to fitness. He's in light training, but he's still not ready for the first team. However, everyone else looks like they're pretty much ready to go. Same team that did us so well last time out. I thought Mork was good off the bench. He'll probably get a start. Melling was very good as well. Again, involved in a lot of the stuff that we did. 7.39, his average rating for the season. Far and away the best of any player that we have. Retray will drop to the bench for this one. Aaron Moy. Guricha will continue on the left wing. Vidicic on the right, just by way of us having 0 other options there. Partly will continue to anchor the midfield, and our defensive unit has actually been pretty good so far this season. Stevania, no. Valafi, yeah. For players. Who are we missing? Oh, it's our backline. It's our backline that's hurting us at the moment. Let's have a look at who is unavailable. Eli Babal, Chris Hurd, and where's Shane Lowry? He's already out there. Okay, so Shane Lowry didn't get called up for the internationals. That's good. He'll partner Kisnorbo, and I guess we'll have to have Paolo Retray playing at right back, which is okay. That works all right. Gives more chance to get a start. Eli Babal's away, so Gamero's going to come in. Spoke about his goal struggles in the last game. And we have just enough to get a bench going. Valafi White. Sorry, I fucked that up. That's on me. Thank God I noticed that though. That really would have pissed me off. So Silvania, Gallo and Marino. So realistically, we probably only have Moy and Edwards come on. I know Edwards is sitting around 67%. We'll kind of gradually try and work him back into the side, but yeah, we don't have a whole lot of options on the bench, which is unfortunate. But that's what happens when you're a mid-table side. All your players get called up for whatever fucking reason. See, Chapman, Zulo, Babal all out, as well as Chris Hurd and Ivan Franich. So we're missing quite a few. Aaron Moy's been dropped. He didn't start the last game either, so it's weird they're asking me that question now. Got some big lads in the Perth Glory lineup as well. Dino Gilbich is 6'2" or something stupid like that. Pretty good heading. You can see here, big strong lad, as is Michael Thwaite, who'll be playing alongside him. 2 very tall guys back there, so it's going to be a tough day for Gamero. Hopefully he can use his pace to get him behind, because he's not going to beat him out of the air. I can guarantee you that right now. Alright, calm at home. Show me what you can do, lads. Okay, who's responded well? Garucho has gained confidence, and Jack Clisby looks happy. So we're looking good on the left-hand side. Let's use that as much as possible. And I'd love to follow up and get 2 wins on a trot. That would put us back to 5 wins for the season, which would be great. What we don't need are any more bloody draws. We've got enough draws to last us 2.5 seasons in the A-League. Perth Glory, 100% possession. Nah, we've just brought that back very, very quickly. Nice little 2-game homestand for us here as well. 2 on the trot, which is very rare. So hopefully we can get maximum points from the 2. Maybe less of an incentive for the Perth game. It's always a match for Melbourne City and for Melbourne Heart as well that struggles to sell that many tickets. I don't think there's a tremendous interest in the rivalry between the 2. Oh, well, actually, there isn't really any rivalry between the 2. I think that's why they struggle to sell them. Larry with free kick now, and it's probably his best effort thus far. He's slowly inching closer and closer. Maybe by 2018 he'll get one on target. Hopefully we can sign someone who's half decent at them in the off-season. Or there is a transfer window coming up, actually, after our next episode, which will play Newcastle and Central Coast. The transfer window opens again, so we might have a look at that. Melling with the ball now. Played forward to Mork. Fons Gamero, he's gone down under the challenge. Thwaite hacks it away. It's good. Well done by Larry. Tidies up well under pressure. He's a West Australian boy going back to play there for the first time in a while. Gamero hits the post, because of course he does. Lovely diagonal ball there, though, from Dario Vidicic. Retro with a throw in now. Finds that man Vidicic in the middle. Melling looks for a crossfield switch that probably wasn't on. The human highlight reel, Ruben Zakovic punts that one up the line. If you haven't seen Ruben Zakovic's highlights, Google him right now. Or YouTube him, actually. Garucho with the ball in. It's headed away. Hersey, who we spoke about in the build-up to the game, Partaloo tidies up, finds Mork. Gamero needs to strike, doesn't. Finds Vidicic. Vidicic does, though, and he's put that one into the top left-hand corner for his 5th goal of the season. Far and away our leading scorer this year. I don't think anyone else has got more than 2. But that is a wonderful, wonderful strike. Hope we get a good angle for the replay. We don't. Gamero thought he was going to pull the trigger, but maybe that's a change in tactic, or maybe he got tackled. Good finish here from Vidicic, though. Keeper's not getting anywhere near that, just out of his reach. And we go 1-0 up in the 36th minute. Our first shot on target, they've only had 3 and 1, so they're not exactly putting us under pressure. Shane Lowry's in trouble, and he's picked up a yellow card. Jesus, there have been a lot of yellows in this match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellows already at half time. We've had 4 of them. That is a concern and something that we'll need to watch out for with our subs. Assertively, pleased with how things are going, keep it up. Everyone seems to respond very well. So what I don't need is to go down to 10 men, because that would be absolutely devastating. And the reality is I don't really have the substitutions to make to sub all those players. I don't have anyone that can play in the back line at the moment, sitting on the bench, so they need to finish the match. Gamero finds Vidicic, or Partaloo can drop back to central midfield, but really it's not what we want to be doing. Gamero finds Vidicic here. It's a lovely triangle. Ball wasn't really on back inside there. Partaloo tidies up and finds Retro on the right-hand side. Can he get his head up and find a decent cross? Oh, he's gone front stick. Vidicic has the ball. He's gone down in the box, but referee waves play on. Looked like a foul, but again, it's animation. It's hard to tell. Shit, it's a great ball across the field to Keogh. And a wonderful save from Valafi. Good tackle from Lowry, who is sitting on a yellow. It's heart and mouth stuff. And Clisby with a punt forward. Great save from Tando Valafi. Really the first time they've tested him in this game as far as what we've seen. All right, let's have a look at... That's an hour gone. Let's have a look at what that highlight was about to say. I think it's going to be another yellow for us. Lowry upended Keogh. Stern telling off. Thank Christ. That's all we need is a bloody red card. Alright, Vidicic, 8.3. I'm going to swap him sides with Garuccio. He's on 72% conditioning. I'm going to bring Edwards on for half an hour. He's sitting around 68. I think he can do half an hour. Hopefully he doesn't pick up another injury though. Looks like Mork has had a better game than Melling, which is interesting. I wouldn't have thought so from the highlights. Who can be trusted to not pick up a yellow card? More aggressive. So I think Stefan Mork is probably more reliable as an option to not get himself sent off. So we'll bring on Aaron Moy for that one. Let's assertively tell both these guys there's more to come. Ryan Edwards responded well, making his return from injury and playing against his old club. The club sacked his dad, so he doesn't need any more incentive than that. Go and smash one in the top corner there, Ryan. We need it. Alright, long ball forward to Chris Harold, who's very quick. He's a tough one to have come off the bench. It's a ball forward. Moy's flicked on a perfect header to Andy Keogh, and that is a fantastic challenge from Shane Lowry. Really not liking the amount he's sliding on a yellow card, but really that had to be done there. Vidicic heads away. Thought Sydney was going to strike. It's come to Keogh again, and Vidicic with a lovely tackle and clearance. Only as far as Marinkovic. Played it back in the middle to Castro, who we spoke about in the build-up to the game. He's got the ball now. Oh, good tackle for Aaron Moy. Aaron Moy? Did I just say that right, or did I just have some sort of weird brain fart? Oh well, whatever. Sydney, who is not a left back, but is playing left back with a throw in on the right. One back by Retro. He needs to slow down though and wait for support. There are midfielders coming to join him. No. Oh yeah, he's come back inside now. Finds Edwards. It's a ball over the top, which is not his game. Gamero did hit the post in the first half, but he's not really threatened outside of that. Retro tidies up now. He's got a man up the line in Edwards. Can he find the cross? It's a deep one, back stick. Finds Vidicic. Oh, and it's just agonisingly wide. It's a great ball from Ryan Edwards. Probably one of the best crosses that we have in the entire team. 6 shots, 1 on target though. That kind of sums up our season. I mean, at least we're a goal to the good this time. Alright, let's have a look. 6.7 for Corey Gamero. Stefan Mork sitting on a yellow. That's my main concern, is the yellow cards more so than the actual players themselves. What's the best option here? Let's go with Marino instead of Gamero. Gamero's been absolutely fucking horrendous. Let's just trust those 3 players to not pick up second yellows. I think there's a lot more to come. He looks happy, so I've done okay with team talks. I think assertive's just the way to go with team talks. They seem to respond well to it. Djurbic with a throw in here. Finds human highlight reel in Zadkovic. Castro with a strike, and thankfully Valafi, who has been very, very good this game, playing against one of his 3 old clubs. Moy with a deep ball in now. No, he's gone front stick, which he shouldn't have, because I guess maybe he's trying to keep it on the deck. They are huge, Perth Glory. They are traditionally and historically a very tall team. Oh, Marino's got him behind. Can he find the finish? Oh, is that a save or is it hit the par? It's a save. So, nice little chip there from Marino. Moy with the front ball in, and Grant hacks that one away. Ex-Portsmouth Junior up the Pompey. Gilbich with the throw in here. I'm not sure why he's taking the throw-ins. McLaren's in the box. Oh, Lowry. Again, with just like a heart and mouth fucking sliding tackle inside the box. Marino has the ball now. He's got runners coming. Just needs to hold it up. Just hold it up, Mark. No, he's looking for a cross. He's found Mork, though. He's gone down in the box. Something's going on. And Moy has put that one wide. That was very scrappy looking. 2 minutes of extra time to be added on. The ball's come short to Sydney. He's played a long ball upfield. Well done, Kisnorbo. It's a poor touch, though. Oh, McLaren is very, very quick. Keogh's gotten go. Oh, thank God, he screwed that one wide. 2 more minutes, lads. 2 more minutes. We can do 2 more minutes. Please. Valafi with the ball forward to Retray. Just hold it in the corner, mate. Go to our corner. I don't care which corner. Edwards skips past one. He's got time and space. Just needs to get his head up. There's nobody coming short to help him out. So he's gone cross field. Vidicic is in acres of space. He's cut inside. Marino has the ball now. Lost it out to Thwaite. Edwards needs an overlapping run from Retray, but he's gone down under the challenge of Sydney. So 30 seconds remaining. Moy's going to whip in a free kick here. It's find Edwards and puts it straight at Radonich in the Perth Glory goal. Never heard of Radonich. He might be a made-up player. Or a regen, or whatever it is you're supposed to call him. Kisnorbo gets back well and heads that one out. 10 seconds. We can do this. Sydney with the throw in here. Referee calls full time. It's back-to-back 1-0 victories, so not pretty football, but we needed the wins. Assertively, good win, boys. Well done. And let's continue to the post-match. Let's have a look at the aftermath of that one. 55% possession, 40 compared to 45. 10 shots, 4 on target, so virtually identical in the stats column. But we get the win. A 1-0 victory sees us move up to 3rd position. Even on points with Western Sydney Wanderers, only 2 points behind Brisbane Roar. However, they do both have a game in hand. They must be playing tomorrow or something like that. And of course, there's a few teams that could leapfrog us as well. Wellington, Newcastle, and if Victory has a big win, they could potentially jump above us as well on goal difference. But just like that, 2 scrappy 1-0 wins sees us in a much better position than we were last time out. Let's have a look at the aftermath of that game. Melbourne City FC edge narrow Perth Glory game. Yep, it was very, very narrow. Narrowest of margins and a great finish from Dario Vidicic to get us the win there. Gets himself Player of the Match award with an 8.3 rating. He has been pretty good in the last few weeks. 10 appearances and 5 goals. Far and away our leading scorer. Let's clear the selection here. And I might actually rest everyone for a day because our next one is in 2 days. That'll be the focus of the next episode. The double header over the Christmas period, which will be fixture on the 30th here against Newcastle Jets and then on the 4th against Central Coast. So we're going to be playing 2 games away, both in central New South Wales, which is a state in Australia, if you weren't aware of that one, where both these teams are located. They are rivals, Newcastle and Central Coast, so we should hopefully be able to get some games and some victories. They're not that good. They're probably the 2 worst teams in the league in the real world at the moment. Having said that, they both won last weekend, so who knows. And then the transfer window starts on the 7th. We may have a look at throwing a bit of money around to fill some of these holes we have in our squad and replace some of the not performing players. Looking at UA Lababal, and that of course kicks off the Asian Cup, which will see us have an entire month off before we play Western Sydney Wanderers. So we'll see how we go there. Might jump in and do maybe like a transfer special and the Western Sydney Wanderers game for an episode. But the focus of the next one will of course be the Newcastle and Central Coast matches. As I have been Sean. This is Uneducated Game playing Football Manager 2015. Good to be back playing the game again. Now the A-League season in the real world has kicked off. Hopefully I can give you intermittent updates each week when those matches are played. But more than anything, thank you very much for watching this series. I do appreciate your views. I look very much forward to seeing you again in the next episode.